And we'll come down for the first scrum of the day.
And this will be an interesting area. Kane Healy pitted against Dan Cole. Cole, who's got better and better. And Phil, Ireland needs to be solid here, don't they?
Don't they? I think England, one of the things that's impressed me about this England side is their cohesiveness. They weren't cohesive last year in Dublin, and that was evidenced by the very first scrum. This is a fascinating one. Who's going to get the upper hand? Because you know what England want to do. They want to send a message here with this scrum.
England have a slight weight advantage. Will that tell in technique as well? A penalty to England is the reward.
And immediately the point is made. And I can tell you, if you're in the front row, you are making a few parting comments as the opposition are marched backwards to watch you kick at goal. And it's very important for England now to kick this because it gives a reward.
Matches in the Southern Hemisphere.
How does that happen?
Because the rankings are strange things indeed. And Scotland are as low as 12th at the moment.
Really?
Anyway, England, good scrum, solid scrum held at the back by Morgan, and the penalty is usually the outcome there.
Number 2
breaking away
to the England from 5.
breaking away.
The difficulty with this for Ireland is if they start to wheel and they can't keep the right-hand side up, it starts going. There's very little. You see it's been run across. There's almost nothing you can do about that when you start crabbing, because the second rows, the feet, they just go, back rows go the same, and the movement becomes inexorable because you start it off and then you can't stop it. Well, it will be repeating, I would think, a try for another drive and a much more kickable penalty if it were to ensue.
There's a big blindside on this near side here, which no England player is lurking near.
Because they're going to drive it, that's why.
There it goes. No thoughts of using those backs yet. Oh, a hack free, but illegally so, says Nigel Lewis, on attacking platform options either side.
Yeah, and they've set up exactly the same way. Carney on the air touchline, Bow in the out half position.
Pause, engage. Stay 9.
Looks like fairly clean ball as well. Or has it been disrupted? In fact, it has been stolen, and England going to charge away, and it's Morgan swatting aside. Maybe it's just Tommy Bowe shouting his own name.
That's good.
Good scrum from England. Up pops the front row. And huge running, and Ben Morgan comes away once more.
Now they're the first scrum. See if Ireland do what they have done previously.
And the slightly wigging with Tom Cord on for Mike Ross, who's not going to be able to complete the game. So, but you're right. They need to get this in quickly and away quickly.
Engage.
Play an Australian style of game, just hopefully get it back, but not this time. But there was a knock-on in there from England, so Ireland will have this scrum again. But you can see the pressure coming in.
Well, the good work done. You can see Cord being shoved right inside. What we can't see it from this side.
Well, is that ball going in too straight?
Well, the thing is, even though it's not absolutely straight, it's so much straighter than normal. When he's low, it couldn't hook. Right. Hit his knee, came back through.
And the replay there did look as if that wasn't a knock-on, but Ireland have their chance again.
Catch. Pause. Engage.
Caught on this side, getting turned in again. Oh, he's doing all sorts. He's popping out now. That's a penalty.
Well, the referee lets it go. Lets Heaslip
away, White.
Pick up, and he stretches it back. Redden again. Pressure comes in. Just delayed the pass a little bit. Knock on from Ireland, and England will have the scrum.
Well, although England didn't get the penalty there, what that did was it put every single Irish recipient of a pass under pressure. Everybody's got men in the face. It's almost impossible. You see there, Cord's been shoved in. Corbisiero is punching in. He's been caught by Hartley, and in the end he has to bail out because of pressure.
Well, would you not try and get the ball to Heaslip's feet as quick as he could and just get away from there?
Yes, you would. Yes, you would. But he also has got to get his right shoulder down and round. Instead of his body going in and round, his shoulder's got to do it.
Well, let's look at this side of the scrum.
But that means getting his right foot forward as well. And nowadays, don't put the gone again. He's gone absolutely mullered.
The wings, and Lee Dixon's days are numbered.
Pause. Engage.
Oh,
there's the shot from England, and the Irish scrum crumbles and disappears to nothing, and England have the penalty.
Well,
it's going to bring England a chance here, but I mean later in the game as well.
It's so early in the second half. I feel sorry for Tom Court at the moment, because this is going to be a long afternoon of misery for him, isn't it?
There are other things though that aren't helping him. I mean, he's hopelessly bent there, and therefore behind him the number 4 Donko Callaghan has nothing to push on. He goes out as well. Look, Callaghan spins out. Once that goes, the flank has gone under as well. What they have to do is Rory Best has got to let go of his loose head a bit more. He's got to come across on the tight end, and they've both got a pincer. Corpusero knocking back out.
They're going to play for a penalty and scrum here, or do you think they're going to want to move this and try and get a 5 or 7 pointer?
If you've the psyche is this. If you're a dominant front row, you don't want a penalty. You want the satisfaction of marching your man back over the line and saying, "Off you go, mate."
Spoken like a true front rower.
To move forward, if it starts to go, the momentum is too great to even it back up and bring it back straight.
It may look like a messy old affair, a bit stodgy at times, this scrum, but this is where the game could hang here. England 3 points to the good at the moment, and a try could be theirs. And Tom Court again under pressure.
Got the right hand side up. Got the right hand side up.
Still being held at the back by the foot of Ben Morgan, kept in, and England marching it on. Will they get a penalty? Still there. There is the penalty. And they say, let's scrum again.
No, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? But again, England have to be precise.
Duncan in there slapping his front row, Tom Court onto greater endeavour. This is a hard time for the
these are the times as a forward, both for and against, when you're in it together in the trenches, so to speak. And this sorts the men from the boys.
Where they go again, massive scrum, picked up now by Morgan. He rolls, tries to get it down, but it is a penalty try, says Nigel Owens. England have their try, the forwards have their reward.
Well, that's what they were going for. They didn't want a 3-pointer or even an attempt out. They wanted that.
Well, it wasn't pretty, but it was effective. And to everyone who says that the scrum doesn't matter, it's a way of restarting the game, you telling that to the majority of the England crowd here. When it's done right, it's a hugely technical issue. Court's going across, look, his body is sideways, he eventually collapses. The back row, a spun round, can't make any effect, and there you go.
But Brian, he's being turned so easily.
Yes, he is, but the thing is, he's not being helped. He can't do it on his own, Phil.
Yeah.
Just have a free ball, because at some point, players of the quality like Carney will cut loose if you do that.
Pause, engage.
This is where the real strength lies. Again, England just wandering forward easily, casually. Morgan holding it at the back, and the arm of Nigel Owens goes out. England have a penalty. This is a march towards the Irish 22, so drop goal attempt at nothing from Farrell. Back they will come for the penalty, and that was utterly comprehensive.
You cannot win games under this pressure. Not possible.
Well, neither underperforming. The scrum is under pressure, but they're not even scrummaging as well. I was going to say as well. They're not even up to the level they were in the first half. Psychologically, the damage has been done, and that's going through the team at the moment.
Something wrong with it? No, they just shake to one side sometimes. Oh, then?
And they have to gather themselves and have a chat.
I was lucky enough to play in very good front rows on one of it, but when you get on top of a front row like that, you can look just down at them when they're going down for a scrum, and you can see in their eyes that they don't want to be there, and they know that everyone is watching this, and that it's a man-shaming thing.
Moments, understandably.
Engage.
What they're not doing, they're not going through the phases as it normally. They're very confident on the ball, very confident taking the ball in, going through the phases. Just not done that.
And once more into a dark place in the scrum island go, and England wandering forward again, and the penalty is there, and it's happening again for Ireland, and will continue to do so for the rest of the match, you fancy.
Yep.
It's a great position, this camera here, to see the angles as the front rows go in.
Yep.
Touch.
What's the right-hand side there, number 17 here? See whether it stays straight or it gets round. There you go. Sorry to go.
And again, just held at the back by the giant hind paws of Morgan. Penalty again to England.
Now, at some point, Nigel Owens is going to have to look at yellow cards.
It's a quick take by Youngs, and Youngs is there for the try. Quick thinking, quick feet by the scrum half.
Well, as much as it was good